Hello, brothers and sisters in Christ. Pastor Mike here again. Uh, just having the weekly check in time that I like to do. Again, this is check in. So, first things first, you guys continue to be in my prayers. I continue to try to pray through the congregation every morning, looking at different families in our wonderful directory to try to make sure that people are getting prayed over. My hope is that you all, as part of your devotions, are able to do that as well. Pray for the world, pray for those in need, pray for your own patients, but also pray for the community we are connected to, that is Emmanuel Lutheran Church. Hopefully that continues to work for you all. And as I always say, if you need anything, let me know. Keep checking emails for, again, prayer updates and other vital news. And thank you all for doing that. And thank you to everybody for being patient as we continue to, how do we put this, build an airplane while we're flying it at times, because that seems like what everybody's doing. Grace and patience seem to go well to maintain the peace that we need vitally at this time. As many things are happening around us, and we continue to deal with social distancing, the isolation to slow the spread of this viral issue. It has overlapped with Holy Week and Easter. I believe much of the world was hoping that would not be the case, but it is. And so we adjust. And as I've been thinking and working on that, which has taken a lot of time, because let me tell you, readjusting my thinking on something that I never thought I'd have to readjust my thinking on took more time than I thought. And as I was thinking about it, there is one thing that I'd like to share with you all. Hopefully, this helps ground you and begin maybe adjusting some of your thinking for Holy Week. Because I'm willing to bet there are many things in Holy Week people in this congregation in the world are going to miss and even mourn. Again, we can mourn the things that we want to happen that are not able to happen, and that's okay. That's not a sign of faithlessness. That's a sign of being human. And there are things that speak to us and give us meaning. That's why we mourn relationships. That's why we mourn numerous things, because it really messes with the meaning that we have. And much of what happens on Maundy, Thursday, Good Friday, Palm Sunday, Easter have deep meaning for us. And I've been trying to think of ways of how we can, A, use those means that at our disposal to help also have those symbols and meanings available. It's been weird, but I think things will work. Saturday itself is going to be an opportunity for people to pick up one of those symbols. Palm Sunday is all about the kind of the procession and the passion and the focusing on that reality as we begin Holy Week. And how can you have Palm Sunday without palms? So the best that I could come up with is the bucket of palms. So please, if you're able to grab one, grab some for your family. And then when it comes to Palm Sunday worship, please process somehow. Again, I'm going to mention it in the worship video, but I'm mentioning it here to meditate on. There's ways of doing it. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but if you want to process around your living room, God bless. If you want to walk to your door and wave the palm in your neighborhood, that's great. Even when worship is done, if you want to maybe hang the palm by your door as a sign that this house is part of a very different procession this year, and the recognition that God is at work in the world, and as he enters into our communities to bring healing, maybe the palms on our door can recognize that and symbol his entry into those realities. Maundy, Thursday also has a lot of deep symbols. It is the night in which he's betrayed, and usually Eucharist, but unfortunately we cannot. So that is why I'm really looking at the bowl and the cloth of foot washing. It is once a year that we talk about it. And at its heart, it is the commandment that we serve one another, that we serve the world. And so I'm going to encourage every family, get a bowl. It doesn't have to be anything too fancy or special. Put some water in it. Have it there as a sign and symbol that we as a people are connected to each other as a congregation on Maundy, Thursday worship. And there will be a time to think about service and how we can recommit to serving God. In fact, affirmation of baptism will be part of worship. Not as individuals, because we're used to that as the rite of confirmation for individual kids, but there's also within that rite. Again, people reminding ourselves that we are baptized people of God, and to reimagine what that can look like. Being a baptized child of God, being a Christian at this moment, hopefully gives us vision for Holy Week. And then Good Friday. The candles, at the end of service, the lighting of the candles as a time of prayer and vigil and meditation. I'm going to encourage everyone to get a candle and have it there gathered. And again, do it in a safe way. Heck, if it's a Yankee candle, if it's an old Christmas candle, that's fine, but you have a candle. And please, at the end of worship, light it and offer up some prayers so that we might not be able to gather, but we will be connected by that meeting and that symbol that is important to us. So please do that. Also, I would encourage you all, especially in this Holy Week, to do something also important. I've known numerous pastors that when they do worship, they put the pictures of the congregants in the pews. That's a nice symbol. But I'm more interested in this symbol. I'm praying over you guys. And hopefully by now you know that. But you know what's just as important is the pastor being able to see and pray that y'all do it for each other. So I'm going to double down and encourage you guys. Get that directory. Look at it. Pray over it. Maybe keep it next to the bowl or the candle or the palms when you worship as a sign and symbol that we are community. That directory can be that sign that we are still God's people. Even if we can't physically be together, we're still connected. Maybe look at some of those families as you do devotion. Pray for them as well. Get pictures of your family. Set them up. Put them maybe by the TV or the computer as you're watching, as you're trying to connect with that service. Even as well, I would encourage you guys, if you have, say, one of the shelf sitters of the church or something else that connects you to the community, bring it with you when you sit as a family, as an individual, to connect in those services. We are God's people as a community, but also around the world. And even if there's ways of thinking about our brothers and sisters across the globe that are going through this week as well, I encourage you to do that. Because in this isolation, we are not disconnected. Use those symbols in many ways to keep that connection, to keep us grounded, and to be able to see that God is working even amidst the weirdness that's happening right now. All right. Well, you probably didn't know it as part of the check-in you were going to get another sermon, but you did. But as we all know, pastors have a tendency to fall into that. Above all, blessings. Keep the faith. Keep the course. Y'all are doing well. Y'all stay in my prayers. Give me a holler when you need me. Blessings, and we'll see you soon.